Hi there. Real quick before we jump into the episode. If you enjoy this episode, or any of the other episodes, be sure to give us a follow or subscribe. It would also be great if you shared it with a friend, or better yet, left a review so others can know how awesome it is. Thanks so much. And now, the episode.
Hey there, Press Starters, and welcome to the Press Start Leadership Podcast, the podcast about game-changing leadership, teaching you how to get the most out of your product and development team and become the leader you were meant to be. Leadership coaching and training for the international game industry professional. Now, let me introduce you to your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Christopher Mifsud.
Hey there, Press Starters, and welcome back to another awesome edition of the Press Start Leadership Podcast. On this week's episode, we'll be discussing empowering informal leadership, strategies for elevating organizational dynamics in the workplace. Fostering a culture of shared leadership across all levels to drive innovation and engagement. In today's dynamic work environment, the concept of leadership extends far beyond traditional titles and hierarchical positions. Encouraging informal leadership across all levels of an organization can foster a culture of empowerment, innovation, and resilience. This comprehensive guide explores how companies can cultivate a culture where leadership is not confined to managers or designated leads, but is encouraged throughout the organization with a focus on actionable steps to implement this transformative approach. Understanding informal leadership. Informal leadership refers to the influence and guidance provided by individuals who may not hold official leadership titles, but are recognized by their peers and supervisors for their leadership qualities. These individuals drive change, inspire their colleagues, and contribute significantly to their team's success through their actions and decisions. Benefits of encouraging informal leadership. When team members at all levels take on leadership roles, it promotes a more collaborative and inclusive work environment. Organizations with strong informal leaders can adapt more quickly to changes and challenges, as these leaders can make decisions swiftly and effectively at every level. Informal leaders often feel a greater sense of ownership and commitment, driving them to pursue innovative solutions actively. Cultivating a culture of informal leadership. Building a culture that encourages and nurtures informal leadership requires deliberate strategies and practices that empower all employees to develop and demonstrate leadership qualities. First, recognize and define informal leadership qualities. Start by defining what informal leadership looks like in your organization. Common traits include initiative, reliability, the ability to motivate others, and strong problem-solving skills. Clearly communicate that leadership is everyone's responsibility, and define how these leadership qualities can be manifested in daily work scenarios. Second, foster an environment of trust and empowerment. Encourage employees at all levels to make decisions appropriate to their roles without needing to go through unnecessary bureaucratic hurdles. Autonomy fosters responsibility. Allow team members to own their projects or tasks fully, giving them freedom within defined boundaries to explore and implement their ideas. Third, provide leadership development opportunities. Offer leadership development programs that are open to all employees, not just those in formal management positions. These programs should focus on developing soft skills like communication, emotional intelligence, and conflict resolution. Establish mentoring programs where experienced leaders mentor less experienced staff. This not only helps in skill development, but also in building a pipeline of future leaders. Fourth, encourage cross-functional collaboration. Implement team projects that require cross-departmental collaboration, allowing employees from different areas to step up and lead aspects of the work. Consider implementing rotation programs that allow employees to work in different parts of the organization. This exposure can broaden their understanding and encourage the application of leadership skills in various contexts. And fifth, recognize and reward leadership behaviors. Develop recognition programs to celebrate employees who demonstrate leadership, regardless of their official title. Regularly provide constructive feedback, highlighting both strengths and areas of improvement concerning leadership behaviors. Strategic integration of informal leadership. For informal leadership to truly take root and flourish, it must be seamlessly integrated into every aspect of organizational operations and strategy. This requires a deliberate approach that aligns with broader business goals and values. First, incorporate into corporate values and policies. Update leadership criteria and performance evaluations to include informal leadership traits. This encourages employees at all levels to strive for leadership behaviors in their roles. Make necessary adjustments to policies to support and facilitate informal leadership, such as flexible work policies that allow employees to take initiatives and lead projects or teams without traditional constraints. Second, enhance organizational communication. Ensure that leadership communicates openly about company challenges, decisions, and strategies. This transparency helps foster trust and invites input from all organizational levels, empowering employees to take active roles in problem solving and decision making. Utilize tools and platforms that encourage open communication across all levels and departments, breaking down silos and fostering a more collaborative environment where leadership can emerge organically. And third, develop a responsive feedback system. Implement systems that allow for real-time feedback, enabling leaders to recognize and nurture potential informal leadership as it emerges. Train managers and supervisors on how to give constructive, actionable feedback that encourages leadership development rather than merely evaluating performance. Sustaining informal leadership growth. To ensure the long-term viability and impact of fostering informal leadership, organizations must focus on sustaining these practices through continuous support and adaptation. First, continuous learning and adaptation. Offer continuous learning opportunities that are aligned with emerging industry trends and organizational changes. This keeps all employees, not just formal leaders, equipped to handle new challenges and opportunities with a leadership mindset. Regularly review and adapt leadership development strategies based on organizational performance, employee feedback, and changes in the external business environment. Second, building a supportive leadership community. Create forums or councils where leaders across the organization, both formal and informal, can share ideas, challenges, and strategies. This builds a community of leaders who support each other's growth and development. Encourage the formation of peer learning groups where employees at similar levels or with shared interests can come together. Final thoughts. Encouraging informal leadership within an organization doesn't just enhance productivity and innovation, it creates a more dynamic, engaged, and resilient workforce. By integrating informal leadership into corporate policies, maintaining open lines of communication, developing responsive feedback systems, and continuously supporting leadership growth, organizations can achieve remarkable transformations. These strategies ensure that leadership is a shared responsibility, cultivated and celebrated at all levels, leading to a more adaptable and forward-thinking organization, ready to meet the challenges of today's fast-paced business environment. All right, and that's this week's episode of the Press Start Leadership Podcast. Thanks for listening, and as always, thanks for being awesome. And that's a wrap for today's episode, Press Starters. Before we go, I'm excited to share a bit about my indie game studio, Play on Words Studios. Our latest project, Shadow City Mysteries: A Clockwork Noir, is a captivating narrative adventure game that you won't want to miss. Head over to Steam to wishlist it now. Additionally, we're gearing up for an exciting crowdfunding campaign for our tabletop RPG book that's set in the same intriguing world. Join the pre-campaign and stay updated for all the latest news. Check the links in the show notes to wishlist Shadow City Mysteries on Steam and join our tabletop RPG book pre-campaign on BackerKit. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, keep pressing start on your leadership journey.